Strobe Studios presents Michael Helgens and Greg Kilberger in The Watson Files. Coming to you from the illustrious Strobe Studios in the heart of America, this is Craig Dahlen. And now, let's join the doctor and see what story he has for us today.
Come in. Craig, I'm glad you could make it. You're a little early, though, aren't you?
Good evening, doctor. Isn't it 6 o'clock?
Not at all. It's just past 5. Did you forget about daylight savings time?
Did that happen already?
Indeed. As it turns out, it is fortuitous that you should arrive early for that reason.
Does your story have something to do with daylight savings time?
Not exactly, but I think you'll see what I mean by the end.
Excellent.
Tonight's story begins in D.C., when Holmes and I were in town for Jenny's graduation from Georgetown. My brother, Jenny's dad, invited us all out for drinks to celebrate when we arrived. I'm glad you could tear yourself away from your experiments to join me in D.C.
I'm happy to come along, Watson. It'll be good to see Jenny again.
And I haven't seen William in ages.
That must be him there next to Jenny.
It is. Come on, I'll introduce you. William!
Jack, it's good to see you.
Hi, Uncle Jack. Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Hello, Jenny. Congratulations on your upcoming graduation.
The waitress said it would just be a few minutes. This restaurant is pretty busy for it already being 10:30.
William, this is my friend Spencer Holmes.
Jenny has told me quite a lot about you. It's good that you and Jack are able to continue the legacy of our grandfathers.
Quite. Jack has often been instrumental in our little adventures. Even Jenny has been of service on more than one occasion. And what is it that you do for a living? I can see that you work in an office building, a bank probably, and that you have a fondness for golf like Jack here, though I imagine that you do better with a left-handed set of clubs.
I'm an investment banker, actually, and I do like golf. I was just out on the course this afternoon. How did you know all that?
You're well dressed, but the cuffs on your sleeves are worn where you rest them on your keyboard. I suspected banker because of the pink stain on your right cuff where you touched it after using the balm that tellers often employ to keep their bills from sticking together when counting them. You obviously used your left hand since the smears on the right cuff. The lapel pin with the crossed clubs told me the rest.
You were right, Jack. He is pretty good at this sort of thing.
Indeed.
Excuse me, Mr. Watson, your table is ready. Right this way, please.
So, Jenny, what are you going to do now that you've finished with school?
Well, I'm not quite done yet. I'm planning to go to graduate school.
Then there'll be 2 Dr. Watson.
Normally I would say that one is all the world needs at any given moment, but since it's Jenny, I suppose it'll be all right.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes.
Excuse me a moment. Hello? That's an awful lot of money, isn't it? What does he need it for? I see. Has he contacted the police? All right. Well, it's his money, but these things don't usually turn out well. You have my authorization for the transaction. Please let Mr. Farnham know that we are all hoping for the safe return of his son. Okay. Thanks. Sorry about that. What were we talking about?
Is something the matter, William?
The son of one of my clients was kidnapped, and they're demanding a lot of money for his safe return. Fortunately, he has it all available. I hope he's able to get his son back, but it's really quite a loss for the bank.
I'm sorry that,
Sorry, Jack. Excuse me again, please. Yes. Sure. You're joking, right? That's even more money than Farnham. Yes, of course. Please convey our concern to Mrs. Jackson as well. Thanks. Apparently another client's son has been taken as well.
And the kidnapper is demanding a ransom that your client is able to pay with funds from your bank?
That's correct. It's my assistant again. Excuse me. Yes? Great Scott, not another one! Fine, authorize the transaction. I'll be there in about an hour. I'm afraid I'm going to have to duck out on that dinner. That's the 3rd one. If any more of our clients ask to withdraw nearly all of their money, the bank won't be around by morning. Sorry, Jenny.
It's okay, Dad. Uncle Jack and Mr. Holmes can take me back to the dorm when we're finished.
Actually, I think, if it's all right, that I'll come along with you, William. I might be able to lend some assistance.
It can't hurt. Do you mind, Jack?
Fine with me. I'll catch up with you after I've dropped Jenny off.
Mr. Watson, I'm glad you're here. I didn't call you when Mr. Linhauser called because you were on your way, but he has requested his funds as well. Someone has taken his daughter.
It's rather curious that so many of your clients have had their children taken all at once. Does this happen often?
No, of course not. I'm sorry. Who are you? Are you with the police?
No, Dorothy. This is Spencer Holmes. He and my brother work together as private investigators.
Ah, pleased to meet you, Mr. Holmes.
Likewise, I'm sure. What can you tell me about your clients that might help me find the perpetrator of this plot?
They've all just called recently and wanted to withdraw all but a few $1,000s of their money. The total so far is more than $4 million.
And all their children just up and went missing in the last few hours?
Yes, so far each of them have mentioned a recorded ransom tape, so I'm guessing it's probably the same person.
I can't imagine that more than one person would kidnap children of people who happen to use the same financial institution. All right then, I'll see what I can dredge up.
I'm most grateful for any help you can provide, Mr. Holmes.
No problem at all, Watson.
All right, Holmes, I was able to get a copy of the recording. According to my buddy at the D.C. precinct, it was the same recording sent to all the people whose children were taken. I forwarded on to your email address.
I appreciate your assistance, Max.
Glad I could help. Are you going to be able to open the attachment, or do I need to walk you through this again?
You're off the hook this time. I'm here for Jenny Watson's graduation. She'll be able to help, I'm sure.
That's good. Hey, when you get back, I'd like for you to take a look at something if you don't mind.
Sure, what is it?
It's kind of weird. We got some calls about some foul smells coming from a factory south of town, but when we went to check it out, the place was completely empty. We've gotten similar calls just about every night this week, but always the same result when we send someone over.
That is odd. All right, I'll have a look into it if you haven't sorted it out by the time I return.
Thanks. See you in a few days then.
Goodbye. Now then.
Hello, Mr. Holmes. How are you?
Are you still with your uncle?
He actually just dropped me off and is heading back to Dad's bank.
Fantastic. I'll call a car to come and get you. I need your help with a little technology problem. Can you bring your laptop?
Sure thing.
Fine. I'll see you in a little while.
I thought I'd find you here.
Of course I'd be here. It is a rather nice hotel room.
Why are you lying on the floor with all of the lights off, though?
I was trying to think without distraction, but it seems that such things will not be possible.
I could go wait in the lobby.
That'll not be necessary, Watson. Jenny should be here soon.
Jenny? I just dropped her off a little while ago.
Indeed, and I sent a car to bring her here to me. I need her and her laptop to listen to the ransom recording that Weathers got for me.
I see. Come in.
Hi again, Uncle Jack.
Hello, Jenny. If I'd known that Spencer needed your help, I would have just brought you here.
It's all right. You would have had to take me to the dorm anyway to get my laptop. It'll just take me a second to get it set up.
Excellent. Excellent. My email is at Gmail.
All right. What's the address?
It's spencer.holmes221b@gmail.com.
All right. Here, you'll just need to type your password.
There you go.
I assume this one is from Officer Weathers.
That's the one.
Who is Irene?
The docent from the Statue of Liberty. The woman is maddening with want to participate in one of our little adventures as a result of her help with the Narwhal mission.
Ah, yes, I remember her. She was quite nice.
Okay, I'm ready to play it now.
Hello. Your child or children have been taken. You have 5 hours to collect all of your monies from bank. At that time, we will convey instructions for delivery. When we have money, your child or children will be returned to you unharmed. As we do not wish to leave you with nothing, you may keep up to $10,000 from your total funds. We will be watching, so should you keep any more than that from us, you will not see your little Mishkins again. If you contact authorities or do anything silly, you might as well start making the funeral arrangements.
There isn't much to go on there.
There might actually be more than you think. With my computer, I can try to pull out the background noise and see if we can hear anything else.
That seems pretty brilliant. Are you sure you're a Watson?
Ah, Spencer, without us, you'd just be lying on the floor of a dark hotel room.
I suppose that's true. I might keep you lot around for a while yet.
I'm finished. Let's see what we can hear.
Hello, your child or children have been taken. You have 5 hours to collect all of your monies from them. At that time, we will convey instructions for delivery. When we have money, your child or children will be returned to you on credit. As we do not wish to leave you with nothing, you may keep up to $10,000 from your total funds. We will be watching, so should you keep any more than that from us, you will not see your little Mishkins again. If you contact authorities or do anything silly, you might as well start making the funeral arrangements.
That's not very helpful.
Oh, you just got another email from Officer Weathers.
What is it?
It's another recording. Looks like it's the instructions for delivering the money.
Go ahead and play it.
Okay.
Well done, Mr. Finkel. You can bring your money in a weighted and waterproof containers to a reflecting pool on the mall. You will toss monies into pool and walk away. Your child will be returned to you once we have verified that you have acted as required.
And the background noise?
Just 1 second. Okay, here we go.
Well done, Mr. Finkel. You can bring your money in a weighted and waterproof containers to a reflecting pool on the mall. You will toss monies into pool and walk away. Your child will be returned to you once we have verified that you have acted as required.
Watson, what time is it?
About 2:45 in the morning.
Hang on a second.
Spencer, do you have any idea what time it is?
Sure, it's about 1:45 for you, which makes it 2:45 for me. Didn't you just send me an email?
Yes, it was another recording from my pal in D.C., but then I went to bed. Anyway, what do you want?
What time did the victims receive the recording?
A little after 2 a.m. D.C. time. They sent it to me right away because I told them that you were the best. I'm beginning to rethink my statement.
Did each of the victims get a unique recording with their name in it, like this one?
Yeah, only one of the victims got something a little different. Kidnappers knew that they had contacted the police and sent condolences for their losses. It's pretty sick.
Indeed. Thanks again for your help, Max.
Have you figured it out, Holmes?
I have most of the pieces sorted out. Now we just have to decide which one of the people at your brother's bank is a kidnapper. I've got it narrowed down to 2, but since I'm pretty sure that it wasn't William, I think we should start with Dorothy.
Mr. Holmes, Jack, Jenny, have you found anything?
Yes, is your assistant still here with you?
Yes, she's been going through the bank's records to see if there's been any unauthorized access to the information about our clients.
She won't find anything.
How do you know that?
Can I speak to her?
Sure, this way. Dorothy, Mr. Holmes would like a word with you.
Of course, I shouldn't stop for too long, though. I might find something that can help.
I only have one question.
Yes?
Where are you keeping the children?
What do you mean?
Obviously someone from the bank is involved because all of the victims are clients of William Watson here. I surmise, as the rest of his family are not devoted to evil, that it must be someone else from his office. There is only one someone else in his office, and that is you.
I assure you that I don't know where the children were being held.
So you've moved them.
What?
There are 2 truths that often present themselves in these situations. First, criminals lie when confronted, and second, they make mistakes when they are speaking because they are more concerned about getting caught. You just said that you didn't know where the children were being kept. An innocent person would have said, I don't know where the children are being kept.
This is ridiculous.
I would have thought so as well, but your Russian friend in Oxnard tells me that you are mastermind of this plot.
I knew I shouldn't have trusted the Russian.
Dorothy, you're responsible for all of this? How can that be? We've worked together for years.
Mr. Watson, I'm sorry. I really needed a raise and I didn't know how to ask for it.
But you did know how to orchestrate the kidnappings and ransoming of children?
None of them would have been hurt, and Mr. Watson would have been able to rebuild their fortunes with $10,000. He's very good.
I'll go call the police.
Good idea. We'll make sure Dorothy stays put.
Just tell me one thing. How did you find Minoff?
We will catch him, we just haven't yet, but I knew he was somewhere on the West Coast because of Miss Watson's brilliant manipulations of his recordings. We were lucky enough to have them time-stamped, and based on the information available, it was clear that he had not been affected by daylight savings times as we had when 2 o'clock passed here in D.C.
If you didn't catch him, then how did you know he was in Oxnard?
The city just did quite a lot of fundraising for their new fire engines. The cards that they sent out played a sample of the new and less offensive siren. I happened across one of the cards on my last trip to California and found it to be a rather amusing way to raise funds.
That's impressive, Holmes.
Just a little luck and simple deduction, Watson. Now, if it's just the same, I think I'll return to the hotel room. It's been a long day.
All right, I'll see you there after the police arrive.
Thanks again for your help in all of this, Jenny. We couldn't have gotten her to confess without you.
My pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
Wow, it seems that you two can't go anywhere without getting pulled into some kind of trouble.
We do tend to be at the right place just when we're needed.
Well, keep it up. I'm happy to continue to hear your stories as long as you have more of them.
Oh, it'll be a while before I run out.
So what story are you going to be telling us next week?
Well, next week I think I'll tell you about that unusual smell Officer Weathers mentioned during this episode.
Excellent. I'll look forward to hearing it. Tonight's Watson Files adventure was written by Michael Helgens and directed by Scott Strosahl. Spencer Holmes and Dr. Watson were played by Michael Helgens and Greg Kilberger. Additional voices were provided by Steve Rimpici, Stacie, Frede, and Monica Martinus. Until next week, this is Craig Dahlen saying good night from Strobe Studios.
William!
Are we gonna have Steve be William?
If I tried to do it, it would come out with an accent, I'm afraid. Jack, it's good to see you. It could be like that, you know? Like, Jack, it's good to see you. That's Sean Connery.
Yeah, it is.
I think we'll let Steve do it.
Good plan. That's what I was thinking this whole time. I told you it would be bad.
The total so far is more than $1 million.
That's right. We do that all the time.
Just like that, actually.
You're off the hook this time. I'm in D.C. for Jenny Watson's... Bleh. An innocent person would have said, I don't know where...
Coming to you from the illustrious Strobe Studios...
Usual rules apply. If you contact the authority... God bless it. The docent from the Statue of Liberty.
Ah, yes, I remember her. She was quite nice. I think I hit on her, as a matter of fact. Anyway.